All right. Good afternoon. My name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. This is number 155, an ongoing series. Before I begin, let me introduce myself. I am a passionate champion of the divine feminine and a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. This is my daily Facebook Live in an ongoing series called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. And this one is for everybody. And this one is inspired by a conversation with a client earlier. So I'm bringing this up as a relevant current topic. And again, this is number 155. There are plenty more of these available on my business page because I've done 154 before this. Also on my YouTube channel, which is barryselby.com, and also on my business page, on my personal, on my website, on my video blog page. So it's barryselby.com barryselby.com, click on navigation, go to video blog. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the topic, shall we? So first of all, thanks for being here. And if you want to make sure you follow me in future, there is a button somewhere on the page where you can click on that to make sure you're notified when I go live again. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the topic at hand, which I'm sure you're excited to know about, is your past relationship will ruin your next one unless you do this. And I'll tell you what this is in a moment. But let me explain what the reason is. So, hey Michelle, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was originally broadcast on Facebook Live, so the people commenting on Facebook Live I'm interacting with, and you won't see who they are. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. It might be easier in future for those who are not watching it that way. Also, by the way, it's the second day I've tried doing this where I've mirrored the display of the my phone, so I'm looking at myself the way you'll see me, and it keeps throwing me off because I keep moving my hand, thinking this is my right hand and it's my left, or vice versa, and it's confusing me. So this is throwing me a bit. So if I ever so often look at myself and go, what? That's why. So, getting to the topic, shall we? Your past relationship will ruin your future one unless you do this. And I'll get to what this is in a moment. But let me explain first why I'm talking about this. Speaking to a client earlier who's going through challenges in a new relationship, to do the cliff notes and also not to keep her story confidential, the bottom line was her ex-relationship that she was in a long time ago, she had never let go of. And what happened was, and I'll get to what I mean by let go of in a moment, what happened was she was having expectations and prejudgments of this new relationship based on her old one. I'm just reviewing in my head how to approach it the best way. Let me throw it this way. Okay, I had to sort of filter through what's coming through. If you look back at your past relationships, you may have noticed that one relationship in particular, maybe two or three, but one in particular stood out as being the one that was the most impactful negatively in your life. And somehow it's become the gauge by which you've established all your future relationships. Meaning that if you were in a past relationship where your partner didn't take care of you and didn't love you, didn't respect you, and you eventually left, although you didn't know it, it grew on that. And I'm trying to say it again. Let me rewind. Not to the beginning. I'm not saying, hi, my name is Barry. Let me rewind this point. If you were in a past relationship years ago where your partner, over time, as you got together, because initially it was all love and perfect with roses and everything was great, but over time, a few years maybe, a few decades perhaps, the way he treated you, if you're a woman, was neglecting or demeaning. So you felt hurt by that and not enjoyed by that. It's likely, if not highly probable, same thing, in your future relationships to repeat that pattern again. Yes, to repeat that pattern again. This, I'm sorry, I'm hitting a wall with something, so I need to step back a second. So give me a second just to rewire what's going on. Okay, now it's making sense. If you're watching my videos, you may know that I do this. I'm starting to feel more stuff channeling or coming through me, and it may be from my own history, but it's also very present. But I want to speak to this now because it's got there's an important piece I want to tell you. That's what I want to say. If you are finding your relationships are feeling like they're repeat cycles of an old pattern, they are. If you're feeling that your past relationships are not to the level you want and they keep having the same level of inefficiency or insufficiency, they are. And I'll explain why in a second. I will get to there. I'm just trying to find the best way of framing the issue that may relate to you, so you can go, oh, now I understand this. So let me try another way. Just bear with me. One more way of putting it. If you notice in 3 relationships in a row, you've had the same treatment from different partners, it's true you did. The reason being, now we get to the juice that you've been waiting for, is that you have been carrying around a belief about relationships that's still running in your life. Like, oh, surprise. Well, let me explain it more detailed. In the case of my client's situation, she is in a new relationship where what was happening, in fact, was he was being more loving to her than her ex was. And it threw her for a loop because he jumped in quickly and then jumped out again. And she felt devastated because she never felt love like that before. Because she'd been trained by her ex-relationship to receive love a certain way, which was very limited and actually closed off. And when someone loved her more than that, it was overwhelming for her. And because this man she was with wasn't committed to her, he pulled away. Even though she had so much more love given to her, it was even more painful when he got pulled away. Now, I'm going to relate it a different way for your perhaps experience. We had I'm talking about 3 relationships because I went through it myself. 3 relationships where the same thing happened. It took me till the 3rd one to figure it out. Until I learnt the tools to fix, resolve, change that, I was going to be doomed to do it a 4th time. But thankfully I learnt the lessons before that. But I went through 3 relationships where the same thing happened. And I'm looking to articulate this in a clear example. We are trained how to be in a relationship by our upbringing, and we're trained by our early relationships. Trained being the word. Because we don't necessarily, in fact, we're not born with the idea of how a relationship should be. We don't know what love's going to be like. But we learn along the way. We develop this, we develop this philosophy, no, wrong word, mandate, programming, internal wiring about relationships that's based upon what is truly the way love is because what we were raised with. We are programmed. Yes, we are programmed by those around us when we're young, especially, but also early love life. We start to learn patterns in relationships that we start to explore, and depending how they treat us is how we get wide inside about that's how it should be. So that past relationship paradigm will then influence all the future ones. I hope this is making sense. There's a way to fix it, but I'll get to that in a second. So, if you're looking to change your relationship history, if you're looking to change your relationship future, then one of the best things you can do is heal your relationship history. How do you do that? This is going to sound very trite, but here's the answer. Forgiveness. Dun, dun, dun. And you're going, what? So let me qualify this. We get programmed, as I mentioned, when we're young in our upbringing, but also by our early relationships, how love is given to us, how we receive love, how we express love. And we believe that's the rules. And a lot of times those things are wrong. They're limited, they're dysfunctional, and they're not wired accurately for us. So when you take that on, you keep going through life, you're going to start finding yourself running into judgments about this. In fact, you're going to find yourself running into resentment and guilt with partners who don't treat you the way you want to be treated, but you don't know how to change it. Well, the power lies within you, because the power in that choice is all inside of you. You can change the wiring. The forgiveness, as I mentioned, is the answer. But how's the answer? Because what's going on is that we take on beliefs that tend to be locked in as judgments, as rules. It must be this way, it can't be that way, this is the way it is. And some of those are painful ones. They're tied to emotions of bad experiences, which is why they have so much power in you, because the emotional charge on them locks them in place. Not fun. When you go to the place of forgiveness, which does require you to get to your heart and do compassion, that's one of the process I get to with my clients, the forgiveness allows you to undo and detach those judgments. It's like taking the bolts off of a latch so the latch can open. That's a workable analogy. So by having this experience of letting go and actually letting go of the bolts that hold the latch in place, which is holding your heart back, it can open up and you can start feeling loving. Loving, not loved, loving, as in your own love. Forgiveness is basically a way of re-enabling your own love for yourself. When you do this the right way, because forgiveness is not a mental process, it's an emotional process, it's a heart-based process. When you forgive yourself, and this is the key, when you forgive yourself for what judgments you placed against yourself and limited yourself with, you start to feel more love for yourself. When you feel more love for yourself, you start to make better choices in your self-care, in your way of living life, and in the relationships you choose. All three of those are impacted by the ability to love yourself you can do. If you're judging yourself as not being worthy or not deserving, the amount of loving for yourself is small. When you are willing to let go of those judgments by forgiveness, which is the key, the amount of love you can express, the amount of love you can dish on yourself is raised dramatically. And when you love yourself more, then your standards go up. Your choices in partners go up. Your choices of how you treat yourself goes up. For self-care, health, the way you eat, the way you exercise, the way you practice meditation, if you do yoga, whatever those things are, the more you love yourself, the more you do those things. So your life standards go up. And this is the key. Forgiveness is where it starts, which leads you into more love for yourself. When you love yourself more, you start to respect yourself. When you respect yourself, you start treating yourself better. And by respecting yourself, you also won't settle for less than you deserve, because you now realize you deserve it. And then your future relationships will no longer be governed by your past relationships. And that is the solution. I'm making it trite, but that's kind of what I'm speaking to. So if this is something this is something you've understood, I hope you do understand it, you can work on this. If you want help with this, is what I do in my work. But I wanted to plant the seed so you get this understanding that your opportunity to have an amazing relationship is within your grasp. You have the ability, you have the freedom, you have the opportunity to attract an amazing relationship. And if you haven't made peace with your past the right way, it's going to be hard to get. So stop putting it out of reach. Do the inner work. Learn forgiveness, learn compassion, learn to love yourself, so you can then become attractive to the level of relationship you truly desire. Got it? I hope you have. This I'm trying to give you without, because basically this is 3 months of my coaching in 10 minutes on video. So hopefully it's making sense to you. If you have questions, you want to get support, please message me directly. If you have questions, put them below and I'll answer them best I can once I sign off. If you're watching this on Facebook, it will be rebroadcast on YouTube later on my channel on YouTube, and also my website on barryselby.com and a video blog. This is my daily Facebook Live, number 155. Felt a bit crunchy, but hopefully you got value from this, because there was some content in the middle of this. And there are 154 broadcasts before this one on my YouTube channel and on my website as well. And with that, I do invite you to take care of yourselves, to love yourself, respect yourself, and be in a place of self-honoring, so that your choices in life become more honoring choices for yourself. See how that works? All right, I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.